This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay. So we're at the Kivrei of Rav Shlomo Heiman, who lived from 1892 to 1945, also seemingly only 53 years. He was born in Minsk in Belarus. His primary Rebbe was Rav Baruch Ber, also, like Rav Ruvain. Rav Baruch Ber loved Rav Shlomo so much. Rav Baruch Ber, when he heard that Rav Shlomo was becoming Rosh Yeshiva of Tarvadas, he sent him a message. All of my mother's Chevlei Leida were worthwhile to have a student like you. From the time he was 12 years old until his chasana, he learned by Rav Baruch Ber, except he spent 1 year learning by the Chafetz Chaim. So after his marriage, he was invited to give shir in Kamenetz, in Beis Yitzchak. After World War I, Kamenetz was wandering from Slobodka to Kremenchug. During that time, Rav Shlomo was drafted into the Russian army. He was on the front lines. In the trenches, Rav Shlomo learned the entire Masechta Ksubas. Fighting in the Russian army, Rav Shlomo Heiman learned the entire Masechta Ksubas. Some of the boys are learning Masechta Ksubas this year, I think, yeah? So remember, Rav Shlomo learned the Masechta in the trenches of the Russian army. Baruch Hashem, we have a little bit better conditions. He had smicha from Rav Baruch Ber, he had smicha from Rav Chaim Oizer. 1923, Rav Chana invited him to give shir in Baranovich. 1928, Rav Chaim Oizer invited him to say shir in Vilna. He did until 1935. 1935, Rav Shraga Feivel invited him to lead Tarvadas, so he was the Rosh Yeshiva in Tarvadas after Rav David. So again, Rav David Leibowitz, Shlomo Heiman, Reuven Grozovsky. That's how he was saved from the Holocaust. Chidushi Rav Shlomo on Shas is a classic in the Olam HaYeshiva, so it was put out, interesting, by Rav Michal Yehuda Lefkowitz. Just to speak out 3 short hanhagos of Rav Shlomo. Firstly, if a Talmud would say a svara, instead of saying, no, it's not good, he would say over the svara and say it again and build it up and beautify it until it became like the most beautiful svara. This was a midah he inherited from Rav Baruch Ber. He loved Rabbi Kivrei. He would say over a kasha from Rabbi Kivrei again and again, from this angle, from that angle. He would say it over the whole day, the whole shir, one kasha Rabbi Kivrei. The Rashba, he loved the Rashba. Every word of the Rashba, he would mine gold. I just want to share with you from the Chidush of Shlomo. This is going to be our last stop. So we want to thank Rabbi Yossi Badner for helping with the arrangements. Thank you so much. Shkach is chutz for you. I want to thank my dear friend Rabbi Aaron Subar for coming all the way from Muncie to film today's event. Shkach Rabbi Aaron for all your help for this. Rabbi Aaron runs also the emails of the Mar Mekoimos. Rabbi Shuki, who's helped us find the Kfarim in Bensi, and thank you everyone for coming. And Rabbi Daniel, Rabbi Poltman, Rabbi Yitzi, and of course, Achron Chaviv. We have Rabbi Chaim over here, Rabbi Chaim Zimin, and Mr. Fest, and of course we have Yossi's Kinderlach and Yehuda Glatstein. Achron Chaviv, we have Rabbi Ari Badner, Ubenoi. So we're surrounded by the Badners from the beginning to the end, Baruch Hashem. So thank you everyone for joining us. Just want to share with you, Rosh Hashanah, Ba'kesa Liyom Chagenu. It's a day that's hidden. Why is it hidden? What does it mean Rosh Hashanah is hidden? It's Ba'kesa. Literally, it means the moon is hidden. So Rav Shlomo would say like this: Rosh Hashanah is dynamite, but we don't. It's like a box with dynamite inside, but we don't know what's inside. We don't know if it's l'toiv or if it's l'rachas v'shalom. That's what it means. Rosh Hashanah is hidden. What the Rebbeinu Shem is goyzer on us is hidden. Nobody knows. During the year we find out, but that's a very powerful interpretation. When we say Rosh Hashanah Ba'keseh, we have to realize there's a lot of energy. There's nuclear energy inside the package of Rosh Hashanah. It's up to us to make sure that it's a good package. Rav Shlomo would say everybody wants brachos before the Yom Adin. Yeah, everyone wants brachos. That's why we came here. You want brachos? You change one hanhaga, the Rebbeinu Shalom will be mevarech you b'chol toiv. That's where the bracha comes from. Change. And then he would say, we say in the slichos, Ashamnu mikalam, boishnu mikaldar. We're guilty from any nation. We're embarrassed from all the generations. He says, from Rabbi Yitzchak Blazer, something that really blew my mind. We know there's a concept, you read Das Hadoros, that as we move away from Har Sinai, we get lower and lower and lower, but not by the Goyim. By the Goyim, they get better. The Gemara says in Gittin that at first Goyim they would say, whoever doesn't kill, we're going to kill. We're going to kill them. If you don't kill, we're going to kill you. Then they said, whoever kills, we're going to fine you. And then they said, whoever kills, we're going to kill you. So by Goyim they're getting better. So Ashamnu Mikolam, Klal Yisrael are guilty from all the nations, because the other nations, they're getting better, and we're going down. And therefore, Boishnu Mikal Dar, therefore we're embarrassed from the way the generations go, that by Klal Yisrael there's Yeridas Hadoros, and by the nations of the world there's Aliyas Hadoros. But, to be Melitz on Klal Yisrael, we started off with Har Sinai, and we're moving further away. We hope the Rebbeinu Shalom gathers us back to Eretz Yisrael. Thank you everyone for coming. You should be Zoicha to the great day of Tchias HaMeisim. Hervi Aminu Amen.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.